Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, the last day of March. My goodness, tomorrow will be April 1st. I can't believe it. Well, I am in the process of continuing my spring cleaning. I have pulled out the washer and the dryer, and when I do, the vent comes away from the dryer, and of course I can easily fix that. That's not a problem. So what I did, and I probably should have shown it dirty. It wasn't horrible, but you know, there's lint, dust bunnies, all that kind of stuff back here. But I cleaned all of that out, and then I Swiffered, mopped it, and there's a little paint chip down there that I've never been able, it was here when we moved in, and I've never tried to get it up because I do not want to chip the floor. So I've just left it. It gets covered up by the washer anyway. That dark piece that you see right there, I'm just not going to worry about it. But anyway, the floor is clean back here, and I just do this once a year. I probably should do it twice a year, but usually I end up doing it just once. So I moved it out into our utility area, which is very easy to do, and then I can easily push it back in. So I'm going to hook up the dryer vent back in, push the washer back in its place, and then we'll move on from there. So this is number 2 job of spring cleaning. Last week, remember, I did my lights. I took all of the light fixtures down, all of them, everywhere, all around the house. I took them down, washed them, and then put them back up. So that is what I'm up to this morning, is round 2 of spring cleaning. Everything's back in place, hooked up. I had removed the rug, just put it in there in the bathroom for right now, and I mopped this area where I had pulled out the washer and dryer, just to, it didn't really leave anything, but you know, makes you feel better. Are you like me? You just feel this feeling of accomplishment when you start this spring cleaning stuff. Just makes me feel so much better. I also probably need to pull everything out of the refrigerator. I also did that. Seems like it was back in January or February, but it probably would not hurt it to have another wipe down before summertime comes. So I will think about doing that as well. So now that I've got this done, I am going to move on to the bedrooms and start my spring cleaning there. I'm going to have to take a break for a minute because there's somewhere I have to go, and I will explain where that is in just a few minutes. This is what I'm wearing today, and it's not the whole outfit. I'll get the rest of it on in just a minute. But I have been loving these Judy blue jeans. I don't know if they're available everywhere, but if you've never had a pair of Judy blue jeans, you are missing something, because they are super comfortable, quite stretchy. So that means that you can go down a size. I'm normally a 31, and I can wear a 30 in these. And these happen to be cargo style. So they have a little cargo pocket here. And what I love on this side is that this pocket is so long that I could actually stick my cell phone down in here and not worry about it coming out. I mean, I know a lot of girls wear it in their back pocket, but I always have a fear of that. But this is an extra long pocket. You can see it has a line right here, and it extends further down here. So my hand goes all the way down to here. And with this other pocket as well, I guess you could put it in there too. I just don't know about, you know, how it would feel that low on my leg. But anyway, this is a J. Crew t-shirt. It just has Berlin, Paris, Stockholm, and Prague. It's just a fun one that they had a few years ago. You know, being in different countries, it's, you know, having that on your shirt, just kind of a fun thing. This is a piece of jewelry that my dad had made that I had to restring, and because I restrung it and added silver beads in between, I was able to make a bracelet to go with it as well. So let me pop on my sweater jacket that comes from Anthropologie that I've had forever, and I cannot get rid of it. And I'll show you my complete outfit for today. The sweater overlay is by Dolman left coast something or other. I don't know what that really means. And I don't even know if they have these kind of things anymore. But it's a drawstring type waist. It has a panel here that has a little under silkiness to it. And then, of course, the sweater extends. So it has a high-low effect here. No buttons. It's just an open show. And I absolutely love it. It's one that I've had so long, I can't even remember when I got it. And I cannot get rid of it. It's one of my favorites, and I reach for it a lot because during this time of year, when it's kind of cool and you just need an extra layer, this is perfect. And over a t-shirt, I think it looks just fine. All right, so I'm going to stop right here. We're going to go in, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in my guest bedroom. Then we've got to go somewhere, and then I'll come back. 30 minutes to do something before I have to leave and go pick up my husband. And like I said, I'll explain in a minute what that's all about. So when I come in and do my spring cleaning, where I use an actual spray, a lot of times I Swiffer to dust, but this time I'm actually going to do furniture polish and really give it a good go over. So I'm going to take down everything off of my dresser areas and put it down so that when I come in here, then I can polish everything and put it back slowly, wiping off each individual piece as I put it back. And because we had those horrible winds, I'm going to have to give my blinds a good go over as well. And then I'll explain the other things I do for spring cleaning. I have my tools out ready to go. This is just a brush. I don't really know what you call it, but it's got a triangle form to it. And so you can get in corners with that. And I have wrapped it with a microfiber cloth because I really don't want to get this part dirty because this does not come off. So I wrapped that, and then I'm going to use my Swiffer, and this is the extra pet-friendly one that really gets a lot of the fibers that you're picking up. And then I've got 2 extra dust cloths, one for doing the glass and then one for doing the dusting. And so I'm going to use this Let Me Shine glass and surface cleaner for my mirrors and the glass items on what my dad did for me, the cross-stitch pictures that he did for me. And then I don't know why I brought this. I know what I'm going to do with this. This is going to be for the doors. I'm going to do the doors, the closet doors, and give those a good wipe down. And then I'll show you what I do with my walls when I return after we go do what I need. It seems like I've had lots of interruptions that have caused me to do things at a slow pace. That's okay. But I have my list ready to go, and I know what I need to do. I just need to have time to get it done. So what I'm going to do is, I showed you last video that the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that our car had gotten hit on the driver's side rear tire area by a lady who was pulling into a spot beside us, and she just crunched the back area. So the insurance companies have done their thing, and we are now going to go get that repaired. So what we have to do is we go to the city, we have to rent a car, then we come back to where we live, go the opposite direction of the city. It's definitely larger than my town, but it's not as large as the city, and that is where we have used a collision company before. So we're going to use that same one that did a really good job when I backed into a pole. That was my fault. So we're going to take the car there, have the rent car. So it's going to be a lot of traveling, so I'm going to lose a lot of time today. So I may not get to do exactly what I wanted to do. But if I get home early enough, I may do at least one room. If I can get one room a day done for my spring cleaning, that's going to make me feel better, because May, I really need to devote to making the book for my retired teachers organization. I have to put a scrapbook together, and I kind of need that month to get it done. So that means April is my spring cleaning time. So I got a little bit of a start last week, And then I had to stop and work out in the yard, but that's okay. That's also a part of spring cleaning. So that is my plan. I hope I can get a room a day done this week. However, tomorrow I have my REAPS organization meeting, the April meeting. And then after the meeting, I'm going with a friend out of town, and we're just going to visit and kind of spend some time together. So that's going to probably cut out Tuesday for doing anything. So I probably won't get started on the rest of the house until Wednesday. But I will have, hopefully, if nothing else happens, Wednesday, Thursday, and part of Friday. Because Friday, Suzanne is going to come home again. And I don't know what we're going to do this weekend. We may just chill, which is fine with me. And the reason she's coming home again is because in a couple of weeks, she's going to be gone and won't come home for 2 weeks in a row. So we're going to try to spend as much time together before she gets super busy. So that is the plan. And I will show you one more time what happened to the car when I go out. And I need to go get gas. I need to empty my trash before I go pick up my husband. And because I'm going to be with him, there probably won't be any filming. He is going to take me out to eat. And if it's convenient, I'll show you. I don't know. Do you like to see what we eat? I don't know. I love to see what other people eat. Food is just kind of one of my things. But anyway, that is what is up today. So I'm not going to be able to do as much as I wanted to today. That's all right. There's time, and yeah, it will be what it needs to be when it's time to be. So that's what's up for now. So this is what we're dealing with. This is what happened to us a week ago, Sunday, I believe. Yeah, makes me sick, breaks my heart. But my husband always says, it will get fixed. Don't worry about it. It's just something that happens. But yes, we were kind of pulled into by a person who was pulling into a spot beside us, and I guess they just couldn't see or weren't judging correctly. But anyway, that's what I'm going to have fixed, and hopefully I will have a new update and it will be nice and repaired. Well, it is now Friday. Something happened with my camera. And I don't know if it's going to be resolved or not, but hopefully it will be. I sort of lost everything that I did Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday, I spent from 7:30 in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon finishing my spring cleaning. Instead of doing one room per day, I thought there's so much coming up. I just need to get this done. So I went ahead and did all the spring cleaning. So it was just a matter of going through each room, taking everything off, giving the furniture a good polish. I wiped down all the walls with my Swiffer. I know that sounds weird, but you would not believe the dirt and dust on that. And I am not able to show you because, like I said, I lost some of my footage. So I did that. I went around all the baseboards, got that done, over the tops of the doors. I polished all of the doors with a spray, wiped those down, and I put a towel on the floor so that the spray doesn't come down onto the floor and do something to the hardwood or the carpet. So I got all the doors polished. And then this morning, which is Friday, I finished. I mopped. Well, first I Swiffered, and then I mopped the kitchen, polished the hardwood floors that are all around the house, vacuumed the rug areas and carpet areas, and I'm finished. We are supposed to be getting some interesting weather. Today it is rather cloudy and a little bit rainy, and tomorrow on Saturday we're going to get snow again. It's supposed to be 1 to 3 inches. So Suzanne had a day today from her school. She had taken a day, a personal day, and she wanted to go ahead and come home this weekend because, like I said previously, she's going to be gone for a couple of weeks and I won't be able to see her. So she's going to come home in a little bit and bring us dinner. I think she's going to Chewy's. to bring home Mexican food, which Mexican food is about all she eats, and something that we love as well. You know, fajitas, I think that they're pretty healthy. It's chicken and lots of greens, so that can't be bad for you. I don't know. Maybe the chips and sauce is not all that great, but certainly chicken fajitas are not bad. So, let me tell you about what I lost in my footage. So, Tuesday, I went with my friend, and we had such a nice time going to this other town, and we went to a little boutique store, and it was really cute. I didn't buy anything for myself, but I got something for Suzanne, and I might show you if I have time. And then Thursday was Sister's Day. And unfortunately, sorry, here goes my clock, I lost all of that footage because my camera, when we updated the phone, somehow or another, it changed my videoing from RAW to ProRes. Well, you cannot import and edit ProRes videos on the iMovie, which is what I use. So I lost every bit of the 3 estate sales that we went to. It was kind of a rainy day, so maybe that was okay because we kind of had to fight the rain. I lost a breakfast that we shared at a new restaurant. Maybe we'll go there again and I can share it with you. And then I lost what I did when I came home. So it's gone. There's nothing I can do about it, but just go on from here. So I'm going to talk to you about what I finished in the other rooms, and then I'll show you what I got from the estate sales, even though you didn't get to see the estate sales, and I'm really sorry. What do you do? So I showed you the guest bedroom, and I explained everything that I did in there as far as spring cleaning. You've seen Suzanne's room many times, but I did the same thing in here. I took everything off, polished the furniture, and y'all, from that dirt storm that we had, my plantation shutters were so full of dirt that I had to go over them 2 or 3 times to get off the layer of dirt. We've never had a situation this bad with it coming in through the windows. So I used about 10 rags, and they were like filthy, just absolutely filthy from doing all the cleaning that I did. And I knew it was going to be bad just because of those winds. But anyway, so I went over all of my closet doors, front and back, all of the doors that lead into the rooms, front and back. I also, went over all of this area in my house, which is kind of unusual, these diagonal slats, the shutters here. I mean, it took me forever. You can probably see why it took me from 7:30 in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, all my doors in the hallway, everything in my husband and my bedroom. I wiped down the back wall, the feature wall that is my favorite color of blue, which is a lapis blue. And I just cannot describe to you filthy the rags were. And my house is clean all the time, but it was just those winds that we had that brought so much dirt in. So all of that's wiped down. All of the bathroom doors were wiped down. The folding doors. I went over all of the plantation shutters 2 or 3 times to get off that dirt. It was just unbelievable. I almost wanted to cry. It was that bad. We've lived here, I've said this before, 22 years, and I've never had such bad dust problems from the storms that we had. And then, on top of all that, we got a little bit of rain that gave us a mud storm. So now all my windows outside are now covered with, it's just mud balls, which will be taken care of when I go work outside again. So it has been a cleaning frenzy, but that's all right. It's spring cleaning, and it's done, and I can just say yay, praise the Lord, thank you for helping me. And I needed some extra energy to get this done, so because it was just crazy. So everything's polished and cleaned and done and finished, and I don't have to worry about it, hopefully, for a little while. I did the same thing in my living room, just, polished everything. So it's all completely done. Now, I said that I was not going to do my pantry. I went ahead and pulled out the bottom things in my pantry, and I cleaned the bottom floor and kind of mopped it up too. It wasn't that bad, but I thought it probably needed done. So let's go in here, and I will show you what I picked up from the estate sales. And I'm sorry you didn't get to see them. They weren't fantastic, but they were good. And there were some interesting things, so I kind of hate that I lost all of that. But when you update your phone, I don't know what on earth, because I know that I had not changed something on the settings. And then when I went in the settings, that particular area was turned on, which caused my videos to be in ProRes format. And they can't be on an iMovie. Now, if I was editing on the high dollar, $200 program, I can't remember what the name of it's called. I'll put it up on the screen if I can remember. Anyway, I did a trial of that one time, and I wasn't that impressed with it. And if you are a video editor, you know what I'm talking about if you use iMovie. iMovie to me was just as good as that. It doesn't have quite as many transition choices and ways of making things look really professional. Maybe someday, if my channel grows, I'll be able to purchase that and have a little bit more pizzazz to my videos. But for right now, y'all, I cannot justify the cost of that, because my channel is so small. So I hate that I lost it, but you just move on. You just go on. It'll be fine. All right, let's go see for a Christmas tree. She loves the white trees. So she has one, but she kind of wanted another one. And she really wanted one that was taller. And I'm not sure that this one is taller than hers, but it's slender. And I think she will enjoy it maybe for another type of decoration in her home. If she doesn't want it, it's just fine. My sister said she would take it and put it in her shop. But this only cost $10, and it came with the lights that are on it, and it also came with these rose gold beads, and I took them off because they were not put on there very well, and I know she'll want to do her own thing. And it also came with the tree skirt, a little fuzzy tree skirt that looks, this just looks like her in the way she decorates for Christmas. So she's going to come home, and I'll show it to her and see what she thinks. And so that came from one of the estate sales. At another estate sale, I picked up these items, and I have washed them so that they will look nice. But these birds are split in half, and I'll show you why in just a minute. This is the cardinal, the hummingbird, and the blue jay. And they are magnetic, and it's the cutest thing what they can do. It's probably something silly. I probably shouldn't have got them, but I just thought they were super unusual. And then I picked up some jewelry. This is just a bracelet. It is not stretchy. It is connected nicely with a good clasp. And I have something similar to this, but it looks like conchos, and I think that goes really well with turquoise jewelry. And then I picked up this little ring, and it is adjustable, which that makes it cheap in itself, but I didn't care because I just loved the blue heart stone. My color is blue. My favorite is blue. So I just thought that was really sweet and something that I could wear, for the month of February or anytime. I just thought it was a really pretty shade of blue. And then I got this, this is rhodonite bracelet from another estate sale. It has a flamingo on it. I'm going to take that off. I'm not a flamingo person, but it could be put on some other type of jewelry for another time. but I know it's rhodonite because I've worked with it and it is cold. So this is a semi-precious gemstone. And then I was needing something to hang over my curio cabinet my sister gave me, which is also a secretary type desk. And I did not like what I had up there. It was a mirror and I had chipped that mirror. So I found this, and it's in brass, and it's Bless Our Home. And I really liked it more than the mirror because there's already a mirror on here. So it's not quite the same color of wood, but it stretches sort of the way I had in mind, because I did not want to take down that nail because it was going to show. So I needed something to hang there that wouldn't come too low and come to the top of the curio cabinet. It needed to be above it somewhat and yet not too big. So I don't know. What do you think? You think that looks okay? I think it looks antique-ish, which goes with the rest of my head vases, my lady head vases, and the other things that are going on with this cabinet. And I have thoroughly enjoyed this. It has been so fun to sit on the couch and look over here, and just knowing that my sister gave this to me for Christmas, and it's going to be next Christmas, and which is fine with me. We're going to hang a big old bow on it, and I'm going to celebrate it in Christmas of 2025. But anyway, it's the cutest little, secretary type desk, and it comes down like so. And right now I don't have anything in it except a little notepad thing, but that is just the cutest thing. And then what I've got stored in the drawers is a book that I keep my niece's POSHMARK stuff in. And then in the very bottom, I have put my collectible purses, the beaded purses that I've been finding at estate sales, because I think that kind of goes with the head vase ladies. And if I want to get one of those out, or if I want to let one of the girls borrow them, I know exactly where they are, and they store in there just fine. I might change my mind later, but for right now, that's what I'm going to do. So that came from an estate sale on Thursday. What my sister gave us all. She is always bringing something. And there was a lady in the town that she lives close to, about 15 miles from her, and she decorates cookies. And aren't these, I had it upside down, I'm sorry, aren't these the most precious cookies? How beautiful. Strawberries, a little heart, and a cactus. And she called it kind of our Easter surprise, even though Easter's a couple weeks away. And I think that's just really pretty. Those are really pretty. We can hardly wait to dig into them. And I will have to eat them by bites. I can't have the whole thing because it kind of messes with my sugar intolerance that I seem to be having lately. But I will certainly enjoy having a bite at a time. And then, we're going to share. Whoever wants what, it doesn't matter to me. But I just think they're absolutely adorable. And then she had been on a trip with her nieces, and they went to an outlet store, and she was at a Vera Bradley outlet, and she called me and said, Laura, they have got 80% off of the sale items that are in Vera Bradley. And I said, oh, Jeanette, I don't really need another thing. And she said, oh, you can always use a travel accessory. So she got Suzanne and I, these are duffel bags, and she wanted to know what kind we wanted. And of course, mine is a navy blue, and it has Tinkerbell on it. And I've got a lot, everything is upside down today. Tinkerbell, and they normally retailed for $50, but 80% off. They may have been on sale, is what I understood, and then another 80% off, so you can imagine what price they would have been. So anyway, I chose the Tinkerbell, and then Suzanne chose the Mickey Mouse. And it is also blue, a little bit different shade of blue, but kind of a tropical. There's Mickey and Minnie together. Isn't that sweet? And I love the Tinkerbell character, and I just like the colors in that. So that's what I chose. So those are the things that she brought us from her trip. On my excursion with my friend on Tuesday, we went to a boutique, I was telling you, and she carried Judy blue jeans. We had found some Judy blue jeans at our last pop-up show that we went to in the Civic Center. But I had gotten some there, and Suzanne had found some. But anyway, these are, well, they were $20. So that's another reason why I got them. So these are for Suzanne in black, because I don't think she has black. And normally they are $64.95. Woo! So for $20, I thought, oh, surely she can wear them. And if she can't, or she doesn't care for them, I don't know, I'll just put them on Poshmark, or I'll sell them to somebody. It doesn't really matter. And then she had this really pretty blouse, and it is by the company G, which is another one of my favorite companies. And I thought she might enjoy this blouse that has leopards. So instead of being leopard print, it's kind of a sage green, and then it has leopards all over it. And it's pretty long. She likes long tails on her button-down shirts. So, again, it was also $20 on there. I have to go over there someday. It's a town that is about, I would say, 30 minutes from us in a different direction. So someday we'll have to go over there, and it would be a really fun place to video as well, because it is huge. It's a small town, but the boutique is huge. She has more Judy blue jeans and pants than I've ever seen in my life, and really, really cute tops. Lots of G shirts and cardigans, and just all kind of stuff. So this is going to be kind of her Easter surprise when she comes home, and she should be home in about 30 minutes. So maybe I can show you what she's bringing us for supper pretty soon. So this video didn't go quite like I had planned. I wanted to have it with Sister's Day and all of us, going to the estate sales and really having a fun day there. But like I said, I lost it because of the resolution format that was on the phone. And I think maybe now it is resolved, hopefully. I'm having to optimize some of my storage on my phone. If you ever get to that point, you know what I'm talking about. My husband usually buys quite a bit of storage because he knows what we do when we take videos. But I've been cleaning out a lot of the trash and the apps and things that you don't use to try to get it to work out okay. So that has been what I've been up to for the past week. Spring cleaning, going to my retired teacher meeting, going with a friend and enjoying some time visiting with her, and going to a boutique, going on a Sister's Day, which I always love, and then, finishing up my spring cleaning and having it done. So next week, I am hoping that I will be able to get out my jewelry. What I had done after Christmas with my jewelry that I make is I let my niece and my great nieces just have at it. They went through my jewelry, and I said, I really want to get rid of old things and start anew and fresh. So my niece ended up taking quite a bit, so she did pay me for some of it. And I certainly didn't charge her what I would have charged for the necklaces, because I've had them, some of them nearly 3 years, some of them 2, and there were a few that were brand new. So my sister took some, my niece and great nieces took some, Suzanne took some, and I kept a couple for myself. So really, I only have a few necklaces, earrings, and bracelets left. And I might just pop those on at the end of this video really quickly and show you what I have left. Again, you can go to my Facebook like page, Personalities, And I always have that linked below in the description box, and you can see my jewelry. And I'm going to try to offer these leftover pieces at a pretty discounted price. And I may even put them on Poshmark and even eBay. I really don't want to get into Etsy. I've just read and heard too many things that it might be all right, but I don't know. I just don't want to get off in another direction there. Plus, I really kind of enjoy doing the craft shows. We're thinking of doing a craft show, but it won't come until August. And it is at a rodeo, which I'm not a Western person, but I thought that might be kind of a fun adventure in August. And so if I can get back into making some new items, then, you know, that'll be good. And I'm kind of ready. I think I've finally gotten, now that everything is clean, I sort of have that feeling of, all right, now I can do things that I want to do, things that I enjoy, because this is out of the way. I still need to clean up outside the windows where the dirt blew and we got a mud storm. I still need to clean up my patio where we go out and sit. When the weather gets warm, I like to go out there and read and just sit and enjoy our yard. So I will still, now that spring is here, when our snow surprise tomorrow goes away, I'm going to be able to go out and do some more weeding, getting the yard ready and getting the beds ready for some new plants possibly. And yeah, just getting everything cleaned up for the coming summer months as well. So I'll be stopping probably to do that, which won't be bad because I have to do that anyway. I usually go outside every 10 days or so and clean up, weed, do all the things I have to do. And that's what is coming up in the future. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for staying with me, even though I didn't have quite the footage that I had planned. And I will, if Suzanne wants to do some things tonight, maybe we can record a little bit before I put this up. But yeah, that's what's happening in the first part of April. I cannot believe it is April. And I'm really looking forward to the spring season now. I think I'm getting into it. Since I went outside, now I've kind of got the urge to want to clean it up and make it look pretty. So yeah, all right, I will talk to you shortly. I'm getting ready to show you what these little birds do, and you have to have a glass in order to do this. So I'm just going to right now use the glass panels that are on my fireplace, and I'll show you what this looks like. They're magnetic, and what you do is you put the back side of the bird on one side of the glass and the front side of the bird on the outside of the glass, and it makes it look like it's, I guess, flying in through the window. I don't know. I just thought they were really cute, and like I said, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put them, but I thought that would be cute, kind of a cute addition. Maybe even outside somewhere. We'll see. I'm not going to show you all three of them, just the cardinal, but anyway, that kind of gives you an idea of how this works. This is what is going on in April. It is Saturday, and we have snow. It is supposed to accumulate from 1 to 3 inches, and the wind is blowing. So it is April the 5th. This is out my bedroom window through glass, but oh, I just think it's so pretty when the snow collects on the plants. But yeah, we cannot believe that we have a late snow this year, but they said it was coming, and it has. And actually where Suzanne lives, it's going to be even worse, which is crazy. I just love how the snow looks collected on the blades of grass. It's so detailed. Isn't that gorgeous? It like collected on every blade of grass that is sticking up. Wow. So today, of course, we're in, no going anywhere. And I have some plans for maybe a special lupper that we're going to do. My plans is to make a quiche Lorraine, and then maybe some little smokies they call them, in my crock pot, and there's a recipe that goes with that, and I'm going to use the Pioneer Woman's recipe. And then for the quiche Lorraine, I'm going to use the all recipes, which I talk about a lot. I also thought about doing some sweet potato fries. Thought that would be good with it. And then maybe some Campari tomatoes with Parmesan cheese and a drizzle of balsamic vinegar. That sounds kind of good. And then I'm also thinking maybe about avocado toast. That sounds like a lot, but we'll see. I may have to pare some things down, but that is the plans. I kind of gave them an option, my family an option. Do you want beef enchiladas? Do you want pizza? Or I have a kind of a breakfast idea going. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, is my breakfast idea. So we'll see how it goes. Here are the little smokies. They are getting all nice and cooked and smell really, really good. And here is the sweet potatoes that I have cut up. I did them in circle form to bake in the oven. And then I have my Campari tomatoes cut up, and they're going to be ready for the Parmesan cheese. So what I need to do is get my quiche together, and I put it on a tray because sometimes the quiche runs over, and I don't want to have that problem. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll put the sweet potato fries on this, and then I have my bread ready to go for the avocado toast. So let's get this going and get my quiche. I have my onions cut up and ready to go. I have 5 eggs, 2 cups of heavy cream, salt, cayenne pepper, 1 little teaspoon or less of sugar, and I used a Truvia. I didn't use real sugar. A little bit of pepper, and I'm going to mix all this together. Now, if you really are going to do quiche Lorraine, you need bacon. But since we have the little smokies, I'm not going to add bacon to this. And then, of course, I'll add the Swiss cheese with that and get it into the pie crust. It will be 15 minutes at 425 and 30 minutes at 300, I believe. I have to go back and look at my recipe. And then it will be ready. And then I'll get my avocado toast ready to go. We have Brenner, which is between brunch and dinner. Quiche Lorraine, sweet potato fries, avocado toast, Campari tomatoes with Parmesan cheese, and little smokies. Smells really good. We'll see how it tastes.
I got you on that. I'm sorry I'm late.
We are eating the cheddars today. Gonna be good. They'll be good. Chicken tenders, baked potato, rocky tender casserole, veggie plate,